Hello, my friends. I hope you are doing well this evening or today, whenever you see this video. I thought it would be helpful to put out another video. We did some testing. A big shout out to Delimeyer from Pillow. Thank you very much for joining me on my streams. Always has useful information. And we had a discussion and a trial, and I have to tell you that found some very useful information out, and I want to share that with you today. So when I originally was doing some videos, and we're still figuring some of this out, or at least I am. Maybe there's some people who spend hours and hours and hours, and I appreciate all the efforts from so many people in the community that do so much for us. But I think part of the trick here, or part of what we need to be thinking about, is how can we maximize the credits that we get from doing these armadas. I'm specifically going to talk in this video about the solo armadas, but I think a same, or I should say similar process will probably apply when we are talking about crewing for and beating the solo armadas, group armadas, whatever. But you want to get as many credits as you can. I don't have the screenshot here. I can't show you because I've already done my claim, but I believe for me it was like 1,500. We can look at a chart here in a minute. I believe it was 1,500 for a solo armada turn-in and 12,000 for the double turn-in. It's like, wow. But you need to max those turn-ins as much as you can so you can get as much loot as possible to really ratchet up your process of upgrading your ship and doing more other refines. So that's what this video is about today. I'm going to share with you my experience and the strategies that I deployed, and hopefully it will help some of you as you're looking at this and trying to be as efficient as possible. So let's hop into it, because the players matter. Okay, here we are in game. I have turned off my camera so that doesn't get in the way. So let me first talk about it, just as a reminder to those players who don't know. I should have some ships out here, but I'll send some ships out so we can look at some of this information. But you have kind of the standard, the 3.0 armadas. They're kind of the base. They're the easier armadas. The difference between them, and we'll look at this in a second, is that the 3.1, for example, the next one up, is much harder because of the massive amount of apex barrier that it has. So if we look at here, we've got 1.0, 3.0, 3.0. These 1.0s, the polygons, are the group armadas. These Borg type 3.0s are the solos. So if we click on this, we see 3.0. It has a cutting beam that will do lethal damage to the ship. If you have the new ship, that doesn't apply to you because of the new ship's abilities. But if we look at this system here, see we've got 3.1, 1.1. So that 0.1 is a big difference. And I mentioned this in some of my other videos and some other things I've done. But here's the big difference here is on the combat start, this armada increases its apex barrier by 30,000. So it's a lot harder to take out. If we hop back here real quick, we will just click on this one here, and let's look at the rewards. 93. Ooh, yay, 93. That'll do nothing for me. But if we compare it to this one here, and we're just once again talking about the solar armadas, 1,853, and this is all before you calculate the research bonus. You unlock the research bonus in the tree, and this is another reason to max your turn-ins, is to get as much of this research in as you can. I personally have, let's see, Starship Tree all the way at the end. I personally have, I think, 700% of the loot bonus. So I did some of the other stuff just because I thought, okay, maybe it didn't cost too much to do the first level, but I thought, you know what, just in case there's prerequisites for unlocking some more of these, I just wanted to unlock some of this. So maybe that was folly. But the two things I would mostly work on is the max research, especially if you're a higher level player, to get some of the bigger armadas, and this one right here. So increases base amount of credits dropped by the solo armadas. Okay, so this is going to be key for you doing your solos and getting the credits from it. Goes all the way up to 10,000%. I've got mine to 700%. So you want to make sure you're doing this research. And I believe when you actually get your unlock the ship, that you get enough credits to actually do that. So do the chaos tech theory and then do this one. Okay. Try and max that one out as much as you can, but you still want to hit as high of a target as you can to do that. And so let me share with you the crew I used. Let me open up. We'll have to find the hostiles. There we go. Okay, so up to this point, I've been hitting the 3.0, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get enough credits for this. But our discussion on live stream, which, throw this out there, you are totally welcome to join, stream to both YouTube and Twitch on Monday nights and Thursday nights right now. Monday nights we're doing some other games just to kind of change it up a little bit, but Thursday nights we do Jackbox games and Star Trek Fleet Command, so it's a fun time. And I'm always learning stuff with everyone else, trying to develop or grow this community of people helping each other. So appreciate Dally and all those that join me on my stream to help me learn as I try and help people learn as well. So anyways, these Borg types 3.1, here's the crew that I used. So I used Cisco, and for just to cover it for beginning players all the way up to those that are really experienced and know this game in and out, I suppose. So mine is max, so he's going to increase the critical hit chance by 12% every round, and he's giving me some mitigation stats, which is great. With Luck of the Irish as an officer ability, he has a chance to increase the shots. So you're doing extra criticals, you're doing shots. And then Janeway, I've been told that Gwen DeMarco is much better to have, but Janeway is a good substitute. So that's who I used here, just to increase how much isolytic damage we're doing here. Okay. And it was interesting when I looked at the battle logs, my battle went 52 rounds, but look at that. Critical. I think for at least the first few rounds, it seems like I was doing just critical after critical, which was awesome. Look at all those critical shots. So lots of damage output here. Okay. Remember, this has a lot of apex barriers, so you've got to punch hard and fast on these. Okay. And as a reminder, this is a tier 1 ship, tier 1 level 5. I took it up to level 5, spent some ship XP to do that. You can go and hit hostiles, whatever, but ended up getting 24,000 loot just from defeating the enemy. Okay. So at 12,000, just that loot alone will cover me for 2 days. Okay. Then let's pull up a spreadsheet put together by the community. Thank you to everyone that works so hard in the community to put this information together. So wonderful information here that talks about the loop. This should be linked in my infographics channel on my Discord. Feel free to join that as well. Talk about part cost, warp range, just all the different things here. It talks about the refinery, what you can kind of get out of that. For me at tier 1, see there it is, 12,000. So for a single pull, it's a single chest is 1,500. For a double chest is 12,000. So you're going to want to pull this as much as you can, as double pull if you can, to maximize your return. Here's what I want to talk about though right here is if you're looking at the starter chest, and I did a level 50, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to talk about the rewards. So the starter chest for launching a 50 is only 1,500. The starter chest for me for launching a 50 with a 3.1 is 18,000. So if I can beat a 50, that is essentially from the 24,000 I just got, plus the 18 here, That's going to cover me for a few days of double pulls, which is fantastic. And the higher you can hit, the more loot you're going to be able to get, obviously. Now, mine is just an example. You may not, when you start yours, you may not want to start at the 50. You might want to say, okay, Grand Admiral Hunter, higher level player, he has more research, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, sure. But we still, if you have a tier 1, we still have the same damage output that you get from the ship. Let me see here. I'll just pull up my ship real quick. Whoops, not Explorer. I always keep going to the Explorer. Interceptor. There's that's what I want. Increases base damage by huge percent against Q continuum hostiles. Okay. So they're probably going to be the new hostile. Maybe we'll have to look at their whole health. Used to be the Delta, that you go and hit Delta hostiles, Delta quadrant hostiles, if you were doing like a damage solo leaderboard. But maybe these are going to be a good option going forward. Anyways, so puts out a lot of damage, and so it's really, really useful, essential in these armadas. So for me, I was able to take out a 50. You might want to start maybe with a 44 and say to yourself, okay, can I beat a 44? And how easily can I beat a 44? Try 46, try 48, see what you can do. I found that I was able to beat it. Now my trick that we were just trying to find every advantage that we could. So I came in here into my exocomps and I popped one of these 500% damage versus armadas. You may not have that. I also popped on one of my multi-purpose ones. I popped a 350% interceptor damage one. So I was just trying to see, okay, let's just give me every advantage I can possibly think of. I also have Lorca, and I went in and I only have level 1 of this, increasing your weapon damage against Armada invading entities. It is maybe not much compared to everything, but I thought every little advantage I'm going to try and take advantage of. You know what I mean? And so I was just trying to get that. I think I even looked at Sloan, I think it was, to make sure I had our Armada increase there. But anything you can do to increase your piercing stats and the damage that you're going to do, I think is well worth it. What I also did, though, was I took my Defiant, I took my Cerritos, and I took my Titan A, and I buffed everything I could on this ship. I even use a max fortify from my Titan A. Okay, and so you want to make sure your research is up to snuff when you do that. But the whole purpose of this video is to say to you that you can beat these 3.1 armadas. The trick, I think, is going to be for your ops level, and your research, I guess, for your ops level and your research level, how high of a target can you take out? And that's going to take some playing with it. But for me, as an Op 62, I was able to take out a level 50 3.1, and it got me enough credits for multiple days now. Now, is it going to cover me for a week? No. But it will cover me by doing just the one Armada for many days, by which time I can save up another max fortify, and I'll be able to use that again next time I try it again. In the meantime, I'll be doing the double chest pull, and I'll be getting those parts and the research. I'll be investing in the ship, and I'll be investing in the research to make my ship stronger / getting more loot, you know. So ultimately, just, it's an investment, but you shouldn't feel like, okay, I have a tier 1 ship, I can't do a whole lot. Well, maybe you're more powerful than you think. So hopefully this information is helpful. Just kind of a short video here, trying to get some information out to you all as quick as I can. But we had a success, and I wanted to share that with you. So hopefully you can take these same kind of strategies and principles and try and figure out, okay, what's the best kind of level of Armada that you can take out, so you can take advantage of the same thing, getting those double pulls, and leveling up your ship as much as possible. And for you who are doing this free to play, save this video, come back to a later date, so that once you start, you can hit the ground running. So anyways, thanks so much, Commanders. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next time.